I'm regretting being a vegan now. Just kidding!
Hey guys, so I went and bought a monster 1.5 kilo, which is a 3.3 pound Tomahawk ribeye from my local butcher. So I'm gonna season it, put it on the charcoal, flame it and smoke it and attempt to cook this perfectly. But here's the catch. I'm going to be doing this blind, just by touch. No thermometer, no probes, no heat gauge, all in a scorching hot barbecue that's hard to get my hands into, which for any chef or home cook watching this will know that can be a challenge. I've only got one steak and a lot of hungry mates are over, so I can't get this wrong. Let's see how it turns out. All right guys, welcome back to a new episode of Craft Whiskey Boys Food Series. We don't know what to call it yet, but we'll find out. We're gonna cook a 1.5 kilo ribeye tomahawk. You could also call it the Côte de Boeuf. Côte de Boeuf is basically just with the bone trimmed. It's all it is a ribeye with the bone in. This is a beast, a monster. What I did is I had the butcher cut this in such a way that he actually took a little bit off, because as they come on the rib cage, normally they'll be a little bit thinner than this. Even though tomahawks are normally so thick, this is thicker than the normal tomahawk, because I had them cut into both steaks on either side. And so we paid a little bit more for it, but you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna trim some of the fat off. I'm gonna olive oil it up. I'm gonna put my special seasoning on. You're basically doing equal parts table salt to equal parts garlic granules. They're your two main bases. And then half of that amount in black pepper. Quarter that amount of the black pepper in cayenne pepper. And that is what we call magic dust.
Careful.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Oh, that's a very sharp knife.
Cool. All right, let's get it ready. Do you want to see it on this side or the other side? Let's go back to that one, yeah?
I don't know, let's put it the other way.
It was more so for the camera on this side.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Sorry, I know you want to see it this
No,
side,
I was
but
looking at the top.
you're not the audience,
that looks
so.
good, man. Rub it good.
That's what she said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice.
Thanks, Sol. You did a really good job here. Appreciate it.
I'm regretting being a vegan now. Just kidding. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're
Should
just
we
gonna
rub a little
season
bit of whiskey on it?
We should rub a bit of whiskey on it, shouldn't we?
Well, if you want.
I've got a whiskey sauce for this one. Guys, I'm gonna make a authentic-ish chimichurri because I'm gonna add a little bit of Irish whiskey to it, which they don't do. It's obviously that, you know, Uruguayan, Argentinian, traditional sauce that they like to put on meat. We're gonna be making a phenomenal ribeye today, big tomahawk, so we're going to be using this as a sauce for that. So here's what goes into it real quick. Olive oil. I got a little smoked olive oil here as well, which I can put a touch in just to enhance the flavor, but predominantly olive oil. Italian flat leaf parsley and curly parsley. I do a little blend of both, more so flat leaf than curly. One chili, you can use more if you want it more hot. Red wine vinegar, which is a Cabernet Sauvignon red wine vinegar. Little touch of oregano, 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, some sea salt, and a little tiny touch of Irish whiskey to make it a whiskey-based chimichurri.
What's your quick tip to ensuring that you don't let a steak of this size overcook? Because that's probably going to be one of the most difficult parts of this, right?
The first tip is make sure you let it come to room temperature. This has been sitting out now for a good 3 hours nearly, and because it's such a big cut of beef, if you had it cold in any way, shape or form, when you cook it, what's gonna happen is that you're gonna get like gray from here to here, gray from there to there, and just red in the middle. If you want it red all the way through, you need to cook it at a really high temp first to sear it, and then take it off and indirect cook it, and make sure it's at room temp, which is what we're gonna do. So we got some hot coals.
There you go, guys, barbecue tips from the #9 barbecuer in the world.
Let's go.
Ooh, yeah.
And I'm pushing it down onto the grate to give it that color. Now, same trick on this one. We're gonna smoke this steak because smoke on steak does wonders. If you've never smoked a steak, we're using whiskey smoking chips. The best wood that you could possibly use to smoke steak with is like a red oak. Post oak is really good. So we're just gonna go in here. We're just gonna put basically some smoking chips on. If you've obviously got wood itself, like we've got down there, you can use it, but that's not a hardwood. It's not perfect for it. What I'm doing now is this tomahawk steak has just come out. It's resting. And then what I'm doing is I'm taking a bit of butter here. I'm gonna stick it on the smoke and the barbecue. I've taken some of my magic dust, The butter's gonna melt into the magic dust, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of red wine vinegar, a little bit of touch of smoked olive oil, and then I'm gonna whisk them all up. And then we're gonna lift the steak up and get all the juices from the steak that's been sitting there resting, and Solly's gonna pour them without letting them spill into that sauce. Go for it. Lovely, that'll do. You got enough of it in, that's plenty. Just to get that extra bit of beefy flavor. Good job, Sols. We'll give that a quick whisk. And that is gonna go on this steak. So let's cut her open and see how she rolls. So best way to cut this steak is just to come in here. We on here, Adrian, we're good? We're basically gonna come in here down by the bone. Ooh. Now we're definitely gonna wanna eat some of that. It's not the smartest way to cook a big piece of beef like this, is to just cook it by touch. I've been cooking steak a long time, so I went by touch on this one, and I didn't have my internal probe anyway. But normally if you're gonna internal probe this, if you're talking Fahrenheit, about 123 to 125 internal Fahrenheit temp, will give you that kind of perfect, just prior to medium rare. I think I'm gonna be close based on touch, but I could be off. We'll see. You ready? The big reveal. Pretty damn good, if I do say so myself.
Oh yeah, go on then. Chew on that, mate.
Bit of fat on that as well, just for the bit of flavour. How is she, sauce?
Oh my God.
It's good?
Nothing needed.
Nothing needed there. It doesn't need any sauce, no flavour, nothing. Now obviously you don't need anything on this, but we're gonna play a little bit with it. We've got some chimichurri that we made earlier. So we're gonna put that across some of it, or at least on the side. And that is all she wrote, folks.
Get it on there.
Yeah. Barely a touch from a really far distance, but you do not need a lot at all. That's it.
Woo, yeah, let's clap.
1.5 kilo tomahawk steak, paired with a smoky old fashioned that Solly made me. And now I'll take a piece of beef, try that bad boy with it. Look at the fat on that. Oh my God.
I'll try some of your chimichurri versions as well, even though I don't think it needs it.
That's insane. This is what, our first episode of doing a food series, a food type deal.
Whiskey infused food, baby.
Whiskey infused food. So like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see us cook anything else, we'd be happy to do it. We're going to be more than happy just to eat this, I think.
Yes.
Delish. Oh my.
Come on guys, have a little bit of that. Cool.
Come join us, Ian, come grab some. You can keep it on camera and let the boys all come in. Keep shooting, no. Yeah, come. Tam, do you want to try some? Come get some steak before it's gone. Depends on the bit you get. Some bits are more tender depending on where you're at. Like this one here would be probably the most tender piece. Oh yeah. The fat's the best part.